Okay, so we already started with the Azure AWS as for practicing ground, and
Yeah.
also started to understand how the securities are there. So all the things are general,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
like we are taking this one example, so that
Mm-hmm.
one of the cloud as example, so that we can practice with some hands-on. And we have already set up the account in the AWS as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So our today's thing is related to uh, securing the uh, resources, understanding how we use the cloud in the secured way, most secured way. Okay,
Mm.
so I'll
Okay.
just share this first. So our today's agenda is this, like we are now trying to understand what is IAM. Okay, so in cloud, we already have like lot of terminologies. So we are just taking a glimpse of all this, and then we are proceeding ahead with our security concepts, right? So means in the AWS cloud, is it fine if you are familiar with like IAM role policies? Is it, do you know, or should we cover that and then start with? Because
Yeah. I think it would be good if we can cover it again.
okay, so part of like a small part of the cloud concepts, we need to just keep on refreshing so that we understand how does cloud work and other things related to. Okay,
Okay.
so the main very important thing, the very first thing where security starts to come in picture in any of the AWS or Azure or GCP, any of the public cloud is related to this. Okay, so that is identity access and management.
Yeah.
So identity access and management, this is the name directly followed by the AWS. While in case of Azure, the name is different. We call it subscription. Okay. So
Subscription. Mm-hmm.
different users are there. So similarly here subscription there. The very first account that you have set up already in AWS, that is called as root account. Okay.
Root account. Yeah.
That was root account. Now it is our responsibility not to use root account for any other purpose than just to assign or make other users. Okay. So it is very important that we should go ahead with the IAM rules. Okay. So let's say I
Okay.
have the user one, user two, user three. Okay. So
Mm.
these are the users. So all these users are called as IAM users. Okay. So in cloud,
Okay.
we have the users, separate users. Within one account, you can create this multiple user accounts, and
Mm-hmm.
they can be allocated with different policies, different roles, so that they have only those limited access. They are not having all the resources to utilize, so that otherwise billing will be more. So they will be confined and restricted in that particular zone. Okay. So there
Yeah.
is user one, user two, user three, like that. Now, if we are having, let's say, group one, group two, and group three. Okay. So let's say group one is related to admin department. Okay. And group two is, let's say, related to accounting department.
Yeah.
Group three is related to developers team. So let's say I want to this user one and two, they are part of admin group. Okay, that
Mm.
person is also part of developers group. But user two is having only admin role, while user three is having accounting role, and it is also having the admin role, both.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So one user can be given into multiple groups, when let's say here policies are defined by amount of rules, here Y amount of rules, here Z amount of rules. So as user one will have how many policies then total together?
X and Z.
X
X
and
plus
Z.
Z.
Right.
Yeah.
It will also, this will also have X plus Y,
Yeah.
right? And this U2 will only have X policy, right? So
Yes.
that is the way of like assigning, means understanding if a particular user is a part of another group or many other groups. So then that user will acquire the policies and the authorizations and the access of all those parts. So that is related to IAM roles. That is why in AWS account or in any of the cloud account, very first thing is how do you assign your users what roles and policies, and that comes under very first part of security, because we need to give limited access to different group of users. So that
Users. Yes.
and that we need to practice it. First we see what are the challenges, what are the problems, and then we'll go ahead with the uh, parts. Okay, different parts of.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just is it visible to you?
Yes. That's visible.
Okay. So what is our agenda is to understand what is IAM policies and the role and other things. Okay. This stylus icon, is it visible to there to you as well?
Right now, it's I am.
Okay.
Um. Yeah.
Silent.
Yeah. Yeah. The icons are visible.
Okay. I'll just get rid of it so that we do not have any sticker. Okay. So now we need to understand how this IAM roles are, and how do we use it for different groups, users, what is the difference, how credentials are there, and how are they differentiated. So there is two way of differentiation. We'll understand that, and then
Hmm.
we'll understand how centrally we can enforce the multiple AWS account with particular rule. So I'll just take a case of like a bank scenario. So when you talk about bank scenario, and let's say that bank is using AWS account or a
Yeah.
system. So then one has means bank has to authenticate users and make sure that whatever is the shared responsibility model is there, that is shared by AWS as well as the customers. So that should be have present. So very important part from this perspective will be this IAM roles. So one should manage how IAM roles are there and how to assign them. Okay. So in the shared responsibility model, we are focusing on to this layer. Okay. The layer talks about platform application and
And,
IAM.
mhm.
So this is the icon. This is the service which is available in AWS known as IAM, and it is having these responsibilities. So you can securely share control individual groups. There are many other AWS services which can be assigned to any number of users. Okay, of course, if you are utilizing those services, charges will incur. Then
Yeah.
there is like a very important thing that from security aspect that we need to understand is this MFA rule. So what is MFA? It is referred as multi-factor authentication. Just
Yeah.
in password is not enough. We all know that to secure at least
Yeah.
two-step verification,
Factor authentication.
three-step multi-factor authentication is needed. So for that we have OTP based, PIN based, facial recognition,
Yeah.
means different devices are there. Okay.
Yes.
So what IAM provides is actually very first two basic important thing that is called as authentication and authorization. Authentication indicates like what does it maintain? Confidentiality. Okay. So in
Yeah.
our AI triad, we talked about that. So in this we have the authentication, like who is accessing. Authorization is also that whether the particular user is having the access to that or not to use.
Yeah.
Okay, so whether user is allowed to perform that activity or not. So both
Yes.
are the part of IAM itself and identity access management itself. Next thing is about how do we assign the roles and what are the no different small terminologies are there. So whenever
Mhm.
I say user, that means a single account. Whenever I say group, that means there are collection of IAM users. And
Yeah.
whenever I say role, role means the policies or permissions which are given to particular user temporary. Anytime it can be revoked or anytime it can be added extra. Then,
Policies. Yeah.
yeah, policies. And the role is related to whether that person is given certain tasks, certain role, means whether acting as a developer or something like that. So role is for our understanding, and depending upon the policies, their role will be like their role will be accepted or attached to the particular users.
Yeah.
So these are certain terminologies that one should understand, that whenever I say what is this, so some terminologies we should know. What is IAM entity? It is for authentication. What is identity? It is for identifying the group. Resource means whatever user group role policies and all there. Don't worry, all these things are already self-explanatory in our account. So
Yeah.
tags and labels are mentioned. So you will be immediately understanding that what is the uh, terminology is for.
Do we have those four kinds of access controls here, like as we have in like general cybersecurity? We have studied there are four models, right? Role based, rule based, mandatory, and discretionary.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of model is there, and by assigning different policies, we can use that like for particular role, whatever. So
Okay.
this is
Okay.
how we need to use the role properly. That is the requirement here.
Okay. But the terminologies are different, but the model is same.
Model is
How
same.
we.
Yeah, yeah, it is
Okay.
the same model. Only
Mm-hmm.
terminologies will be different. So like how to request, so this request part is we'll discuss it, like it is just how exactly one is raising the request. Let's say any software or any CLI model is there, any SSH login is there, so then
Yeah.
how these actions are performed, because I have told you that there are like ways to log in into your AWS account or cloud account. So whether
Yes.
a particular human is logging in or any software is trying
What?
to
Yeah.
access or any API is accessing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then there are certain service endpoints. Endpoints means that is the resource or kind of database or kind of uh, things which are the endpoints on the storage side. On the user side, there may be a software SDKs, whatever is there, depending upon that. Okay, so this is just the understanding based on the. So
Yeah.
overall, we need to understand what is IAM. It is nothing but for authentication and authorization, and it can
Okay.
be into. It is using users, groups, roles, policies, so to maintain all these. Okay, so let's see how do we secure and how we assign the IAM roles. Okay, so there is then if I take this use case of one AWS where role is not uniquely associated with one person, it can be changed. Okay, there is one use case is shown over here where there
Mm-hmm.
is one IAM role is assigned who can access this EC2 instance where your application is loaded. Let's say some web server is present over,
Yeah. Okay.
and that web server is also trying to access the
Okay.
S3 bucket.
S3.
The bucket is actually simple storage service which is provided by Amazon, which is for
Mm-hmm.
storing any kind of data over here, not just
Storage. Yeah.
document or any type of storage. So that is
Storage.
referred as bucket. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say from bucket it need to access something. But this particular person will uh, can access only when it has the attached policies to it, and these attached policy will grant the access to these photos which are there into S3 bucket. Otherwise this user will not get the access to this bucket because of the IAM policies are not authorized to that. If it is authorized, then it is okay, right? So
Hmm,
this is,
okay.
yeah, this is how the things are there. So similar kind of scenario we need to generate, and we need to do some hands-on also on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, sure.
Okay. So when I talk about Amazon credentials, so it is same like if you want to have a console access. So in the console access, you are having username and password.
Yes.
Then again, MFA option is available. If you are opting for that, then it is good. Then same thing, you can also go with what? CLI model. What is CLI?
Mhm.
Where you are using command prompt and you are using PuTTY or any other software from, let's say, Linux PC, Windows PC, or Mac PC. So from any of your local device, you are
Hmm.
trying to access your web service. So
Yeah, command prompt.
so that time you need to provide the key. There is one secret access key. You need to provide that, and then you need to provide the policies as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
that is again access ID and secret access key. So these two things are required to log in. And if any software is trying to access that, let's say you have coded some APIs with that. So if any API is trying to access, let's say for banking service, if any any payment gateway is trying to access, then that payment gateway ID and its secret key, and there are MFA options available over here. Only MFA option is not available into command prompt because this is already a secured login process, which is called as SSH or secure cell. So
Yeah.
it is creating already a secure channel between the server and your PC. So there MFA is not required, but otherwise we need the MFA for the better
Management.
security, better authentication.
So in the management console, we would be using the MFA only, right? Not in the CLI and the
Right.
API
Correct.
method. Okay.
API also we are using MFA option.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
for CLI we are not using.
Okay.
Yeah. So multi-factor authentications are nowadays, like we don't need to explain many things. There are plenty of things available, and some things are also provided through this AWS as well. So if you are using YubiKey or Gmail, all these are the security keys which are having which are provided through AWS as well, and one third party YubiKey. They have pen drive like devices, and there
Mm.
every 30 seconds your your 6-digit code bit keep on altering on random basis. So there is a
Hmm.
random key, so that will be generated from RSA algorithm, and then it will be displayed there for 30 seconds. Again, it is changed. So whenever you put that, it's a response, and the signed response there, whatever is on the server, if they are matching, then there is like this is how challenge and response of the password system works. Then we have
What's
yeah,
yeah, what's the difference between security keys and hardware devices?
hardware devices means there the security key will not be displayed.
Hmm.
Rather, it will be fetched directly into the system, and that is a pen again a type of pen drive that you need to plug into your device or your laptop or your system, and then
Hmm.
when you try to log in, then it will take the access key from there and it will log in. So this is for the people there, like a lot of logins and other things are there, and fast access are required. You just plug in there and just start
Okay.
working. And
Hmm.
for people like us, or who has some small scale businesses here, so people are using this Google Authentication or Athi. So all these are the applications. So you can install this app in your phone or any mobile device, and you will get that once you have set up that thing, then Every time when you open that app, you will get that random 6-digit code there. So these are the
Yeah.
different type of MFA. If you set MFA option enable, definitely you need to enter 6-digit OTP at least along with your password.
Okay, got
Then only you will be able to log in. Now, there is one authentication scenario that is shown over here. Okay, that first thing is like how production account is there, and where admin creates a role for the developers so that they can read and write the access to the production app bucket. Now, production app bucket here, some new things can be added or subtracted from this role, because this role says it is update the app.
yeah.
And second thing, if admin has granted some permission to the members of developer group, okay, and they have assumed this update app role, so now they can directly access this. They can modify that also. Okay, they can do all they have full access now. But
Yeah.
that is called as group. Then there is one more group called as testers. Now, if I talk about testers, if they have not given the update app role, and let's say they have only given the read permission, so they can only check whether certain rules are there, a certain app is there, or what else is there, but they cannot alter that. So this is as simple as that. Like, we have the policies created for different users or different groups.
The terminologies we have used in the previous screen,
Yeah.
the update app and the production app, are these same used in AWS, or is it we have just used for
Now,
uh,
update app is the name given. You can write any other name. That is,
any?
yeah,
Okay,
anything. That
okay,
is just one example. Okay. So MFA adds an extra layer for the production on top of the username and password. So that is the one thing. Next thing is about how do we use the like policies. So there are certain best practices which are already laid down by AWS. Even AWS gives you suggestions that you should not do this, you should use this. It will keep on giving you certain warning also, so that you always try to follow try to adhere to the best practices while setting up any IAM user account or giving the policies or assigning the policies to them. So best
okay.
practices are saying that do not give full access every time. You first give a small or minimum amount of permissions to each of the user. So give the limited access first of all, and then you keep on granting the additional access as and when it is required. Let's say your one of the developer is saying that now I want to access the storage service, but I am not getting the permission, so then you can add it, or that request will reach to your root account and you can subsequently grant that permission. So whenever you have this policies, there is one thing is that with permission, one can access this. And if they do not have permissions, we cannot access those storage or other things which are secured already. So let's say if I have read-only policy, so I can just see whether objects are there. We can get the object, we can read the object, but we cannot modify or uh, do any changes or any additions in that particular storage. Then we have these two type of policies. The best practice suggests that you should use these two kind of policies. One policy says that identity based, that you understand who is the user and what role is to be given to that user, and accordingly you set up the policy. While other one is related to resource based. Now, resource base says that what resources should be available to whom. Let's say I say that resource, let's say in the resource, what comes? Can you just, do you know what are the resource in AWS?
Um,
Like,
what should
resources
I
are
say?
the services which are available or the things
Okay, yeah.
we
So
purchase from the Amazon.
yeah, so EC2 instances,
Yeah, right.
S3. Yeah.
storage, EBS,
Yeah.
elastic bin, and all these things. So
Yes.
resources. So if I know that EC2 engine is there, so let's
Mm-hmm.
say I know EC2 should be accessed by these all the people, otherwise they cannot or may start with the computation or do like that. So they can given allow, don't allow, deny, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the resource based. So which one is best? That is not to be commented. Rather, it is to be realized for your project. Which one is to be utilized? So there is
I think
identity.
the identity base, yes. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me know what do you think.
Yeah, identity based.
Identity based is much more easier because we know the groups, we know the developers, we have put them in the categories, so we can you give them better resources and access.
Yeah. Right.
Because once we have given the resources, and if the user is not requiring that, but still if user is using that, so that may
Hmm.
occur extra charges here. So that is why
Yeah.
it is required that we should adhere to some best practices. Then there is managed and inline IAM policies, that how will you write the policies, how will you manage the policies so that they can be attached to different roles, different groups altogether. Okay. So we'll see two,
Okay.
three user accounts and then how to use it. Okay. There are certain logic also we can set it up, like if we know that what are the policies given to them and what is the role given to them, and accordingly we can set up certain rule. If a developer plus admin is there, then it is allowed to access all the rules, and if admin plus any other role is there, then it is not allowed to give that particular rule. So this is how we can set certain logic also, whether we need to explicitly allow or deny particular policies. So this can be done. So
Okay.
this is one example I have told you group wise. Otherwise, it can be as per the user also. Okay. So role and user and group, all these help us to understand how do we maintain the policies, how do we update the policies, and we can again add one extra layer of securities to it. Okay. So whenever
Okay.
you write any policy, so this will look like exactly this. This is called as JSON file. JSON file is very simple. It is like a text file. Here everything is written in very simple or plain simple English. Okay. See,
Okay.
very first thing, some things are by default, like version will come by default. Then there
Yeah.
is a statement, and from statement there are three things that you need to understand. Okay. So one thing is effect. Okay, whether it is allowed, denied, or something like that. Then there is action. So in that action we have what is IAM policy, what is their access key, what is the particular SSH public
Public.
key, and
Mm-hmm.
okay. Once that is fine, then user can get the resources which are allowed to for that particular user. So when in the AWS there are check boxes. Okay, when you check or attach any policy, automatically this JSON file is created.
Okay.
Otherwise, for from the developer end, if I say, if you are if a particular person is having a very good experience in the cloud, even they can write or upload their own multiple copies of JSONs are there. They can use select different JSON for that. But nowadays we have AWS is getting more smarter day by day. Every
Mm-hmm.
public cloud is getting more smarter. So they are
Yeah.
adding more ease of access for everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So then these JSONs are all directly getting created. So we do not have to mug up or write all these things, right?
Yes.
So then there is one more thing is there in the JSON. There is one more possibility which is called as cross account. Okay. So in that what happens? Within the IAM role, there is another information of another account, and it is saying that this account is also allowed to be accessed. So there is one account which is account base account B access one, and under that we have given the principal or again allow for any S3 bucket. So there is a action allowed by account A, and then there is account B as well, which are allowed by account A to make the request. So here from one account, we can reach to another account as well. That possibility or that kind of option is also available. So let's say there is one policy is there where I have assigned admin role. Now admin has the policy to create one more user, let's say. So that
Yeah.
that user can create one more user because user has got that role. So that is possible. Okay.
Yeah, the last slide was a little tricky. Like, how
Hmm.
so account A is like managed by that's some role, right? Developer
One
or
account we
artist.
have created, and the second is like a resource based policy or cross account where like let's say there is a requirement that particular user needs S3 bucket to use or something like that. So
Okay.
for that B user is also given that access. So I was in A, then I can use B account as well to access this S3 bucket.
Okay.
Okay. So from one account, we can also put the request for another account to get the access.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Okay.
Denied.
So we have several like examples of how to allow, void, how to deny. All these are just checkbox. Okay. If there is allow,
Okay.
if there is deny, we can, let's say I want to specifically deny certain things that even by mistake, nobody should be able to access that. So we can write that rules to ensure that explicit deny statement we can use. So that will precedence over any allow statement. So if there is a deny statement, that will be checked first, then allow statements will be executed.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Permissions
similar
boundary.
actions. Okay,
Okay. Whatever permissions boundary.
which one?
Permissions boundary. We had a slide for one permissions boundary.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, permission boundaries is like for developers actually most of the
Hmm.
time. So developer is having like uh, a policy is attached to any particular user, and now second user is there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
who tries to use make any user. Okay, because there is one user is trying to make another user or trying to
Okay.
create another user. So
Mm-hmm.
whether the permission for another user is available or not, so that is required. Okay, so permission boundary is like it is the tip point where one user will have all the resources, but still another user cannot utilize the all the permissions of, let's say user one has all the permissions,
Mm-hmm.
user 2 is created by user 1, but user 2 will not have the permissions same as of the first one. So that is called
Okay.
as permission boundary.
Hmm. Okay.
So second should not have everything as compared to first. Many best practices are there, and they are also kept keep on, they keep on updating it and provide this. Okay. There is
Yeah.
certain system which are like a trusted system and which can act in between the user and the AWS account. So there is one very good service available which is called as SSO, which is called a single sign-on. So we have the SSO, AWS single sign-on. It is same thing is there with the Google, GCP or Azure as well. Okay. So
Yeah.
SSO is something where you just give permission. Let's say you are browsing any site and their sign in or sign up is required. So immediately you are prompted with the Google Chrome or something that allow Google to create the account. So directly it uses your email or your profile directly to make that account immediately, sign up immediately. Is it that happens? So single sign on means
Yeah.
once you have signed on in AWS account, now you have the permission to access other services without signing multiple time. Okay,
Yes.
this has
Mm.
its own like there is some like challenges also, but this is the most secured way. Okay, because many times when we switch to any other tab or any we go any other any other tab or any other service, so if it is not signed in, sometime what happens, any service is open and it is your sign on, but new services are open, and let's say someone is using some different user or account, so they are creating conflict and you don't know what is happening, or and this is continuing in your AWS account, and business is being affected, so that should not happen. Okay, so for that a cloud architect or a security engineer must take the precautions that uh, with the single account, with the same account, if same service is being called, then it should turn on with the particular sign. So that is one service called as SSO service. So this is
Hello.
the symbol for that. This is called a single sign-on service.
Hi, Alok sir. I think your voice got break. I don't know. There was some interruption in between, so
Okay. Are
couldn't
you
hear you.
no
Couldn't hear you at the end. Yeah.
no problem. Are you able to hear now?
Yeah, yeah. After that line, I was able to hear.
Okay, okay. So there is a SSO. So which
Yeah.
is giving you access to other services without signing multiple time, like
Yeah.
Google and everyone when we are in the same tab. So when we open any site, so automatic sign in is done.
Yeah.
Let's say you are
Like
using Gmail.
like we yeah, and Google Drive and Google Photos.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
So all the whatever is coming on to G Suite, all things are already based on this SSO. So same
So single.
services can be opted by this AWS SSO as well. That is called a single sign-on. Okay,
Yeah.
one can use this also as a single sign-on service. Okay,
Okay.
so this service is available. If required, we can use. Then there is one more called as AWS Directory Services. Okay, so it is very similar to AWS managed AD services, Active Directory. So Microsoft or Azure is also using this AD. Okay, Active
Yeah.
Directory. So all these are like they are aware work. They are having all the resources. They understand that which services need which type of sign on, and they can use this directly to. It is like a register. Okay, so from this register, this can put directly the credentials, whatever is required, because you have that permission. If you have the, let's say you have the permission to access 3 4 services, and you have done the sign on with that user account. So if you are opening that particular service, so it will be referred through AWS directory service. Once through that directory service, you will be getting the access to these other services which are requiring sign on. Are you getting this?
Yeah. So
So
the first statement there, it said is AWS directory service for Microsoft Active Directory, also called AWS Managed Microsoft AD. So is it for Azure or is it for AWS? We're talking about.
I'm say sometime we have to have like a cross service or cross sign on as well. So for that
Okay.
purpose, let's say there is a Microsoft AWS Azure signing is required, but
Mm-hmm.
through AWS directory. So that is where directory comes in picture. It is a kind of register which knows that even if you go onto same app or any other app or cross app, then how to and where to sign on. Let's say
Okay.
you are having Google account, but you are trying to access any other website, okay, which requires like a signing on. So for that you are using your Google account to sign on. So that can happen.
Okay.
So that is the similarly here services are like signed on, based on
Mm.
this Active Directory. So
Okay.
it supports SSO also, and it is using the
Microsoft.
yeah, Microsoft as well.
Yeah, we can also use Google's, right? Google's service,
Yes, yes.
login service. Okay.
Nowadays we have a similar way. We have even they other cloud services are also having these kind of services so that they can
Okay.
extend the login and other things, credential based things securely for other type of sign-ins. There are certain
Okay.
hybrid clouds are there where mixing of two clouds are there. So yeah.
Okay.
Then there is one more thing that is Amazon Incognito. That is again for Sign. We will not give more attention. But all these are the different apps or services which are also available to maintain that IAM policy, single sign-on and all these things. So that help us to sign faster and go faster with the or services. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever you have, okay, they that can be organized, that can be managed by this service also called as AWS organization. Okay, so this is not very much important from our perspective, but there is one SCP that is called as service control policy. Okay, so one can
Mm.
utilize this centralized policy control over different AWS services and accounts. So with whatever IAM roles and services are there, they are already there, and you can use these organizations. Let's say you have admin group, you have account group, you have developer group, and you have already written or selected certain policies for each of them. So you just use this option of AWS organization, and you just click that user under this that you are trying to assign this group and this group for that user, and automatically all the policies will be available to that particular user for access.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, JSON file will look like this. Okay,
Oh, okay.
and it prevents accounts from leaving the organization. So one cannot directly go, okay, until it comes to that. Now the task. So this is our task that we need to do this. Okay, so we
Okay.
need to access and console after creating any IAM user, and then we need to attempt any RAID level access to the AWS services, maybe identity based or resource based. So,
Okay.
and attempting any RAID level access as well, and assuming any role, let's say developer role or any other role, so that we can review that. Yes, they are
Mm-hmm.
there. And we need just how resource based policies are there. So this is the task that means we will do a small hands-on, but you
Okay.
need to follow it through, and so that
Sure.
before tomorrow's class, you can at least practice once just before the class also, so that if any doubt is there, we can discuss it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is one part which we have covered for the IAM security as the first one. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just ask you something.
Okay.
Just
Mm.
cursor was having the problem. Okay, so just read this problem and just tell me what do you understand from this.
How would a system administrator add an additional layer of login security to protect a user's access to the AWS Management Console?
So
Uh,
what
Additional.
is the which option is like best for that?
So additional login security means after entering the username and password, the
Other
user
than
should.
username, password, additional login security
Yeah,
if you are
MFA, MFA, activate
okay.
multi.
Okay.
Yeah, multi-factor authentication. See,
So additional layer of login security is actually required,
yeah,
and that is using this option C, which is MFA, multi.
MFA,
You
factor
need to
authentication.
activate the multi-factor authentication, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so can you just start with your account,
Sure,
or just try to log in your account, and then we'll.
sure. Yeah, 1 second. Should I share my screen?
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 second. Sharing. Share. So I think you have to just enable screen sharing for the participants. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. So
okay.
maybe it is defaultly
Yeah,
disabled.
yeah. I'll just open.
You were saying that Indresh sir will be taking a separate class to revise all the basics of cybersecurity. Will he be taking anytime soon?
Yeah, but that would be like in 10 p.m. maybe today or day after, on tomorrow. So
10 p.m. 10 p.m.
for
Like Indian IST
yeah, for you.
for me.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's
Like
fine. I mean, I can
10 p.m.
attend.
or 8:30 p.m. It will be like that.
So will he update that about that on the group, or I need to ask him separately?
Uh, no, no. He will. I have asked him, and he said
Yeah.
whenever I reach to that particular topic, then I
Okay.
will put the message in there. Okay.
Oh, great, great. That's good.
So
Yeah.
for the time being, I have to make you the host so that you can share the screen. Okay.
Okay. Sure. No,
Then
sure.
later you make me the host. Okay. Now
Okay.
you can share.
Yes, I can share now. Screen. Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes.
So last time we did was we have used this compute service EC2 engine, right?
EC2 instance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now next thing is related to how do we use this. Okay. So in the search box you go and then
I
type
am
IAM, right?
the one
It-
at the top, right?
Yeah, yeah, the very first.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the very first warning showing in there? That
Security
we have
risks
not set
at
up
MFA.
the
Yeah.
MFA. Okay, so if we need, we can set up the MFA. Okay, so
Okay.
later on also, even if you need, you can set up the MFA, no problem in there. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sure. I mean, later on, if it's not required, I can do it later on.
Yeah, yeah. It is showing that we should not leave the root account open, but it is for the means organization or be like whenever you are there in the company or organization, we should have the practice of not using this. That is one thing.
Yes.
Okay. So then also it is saying root user has no active access key. So if you want to log in through any this, you need to generate your PEM or PEM
Yes.
code. Okay, so that is there. No problem. Now go to the users. On the left side, there are users. Okay, so go to that.
Okay. One. Yeah.
So there it is showing there is no user. Okay, you have the option to create the user. So click on create user. Then put your name in that. Let's say we provide one username over there.
Okay. Sure. Provide the user access to the AWS Management Console.
Yes.
Okay.
Then it is asking that whether provide user management console and all these things. So if we say yes, then we have two options. One is to specify the user in security center. So that is a recommended method under the best practices. But if you want to create your own way of how the user will log in and all, so just click on I want to create an IAM user. So in the security part, this should be properly done, and there are certain ways. So it is asking whether console password is required. So yes, there is one auto-generated password. Okay, so that is
Yes.
after you create. If you can click on custom password, so you have the option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the
Yeah.
custom password, so you have the option that uh, you can create the password for the user. Okay,
Okay.
and then there are these like restrictions are given that minimum 8 character and all these things are there, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right.
Then next thing is saying that so if it is not if we are not means using any IAM, so we can use auto generated password. Okay. Other so in that we have new recommendation that user must create a new password at next sign on. Sometime by default we are provided in some you have seen in various places that by default you get one ID and password. But when
Yes.
you log in the very first time, then you have to
Change.
uh,
Yeah.
change it. Okay, so this you can do. Okay, so by the
Okay.
time you just put your one password as per the suited, create the password at this. That should
Okay.
will be changed in the next. Otherwise, you can untick.
Yeah.
Okay, just untick that user must create. Okay, and then go with the next. So this is up to us. Okay, how exactly is my organization and how are we serious about the security of the IAM users?
Yes. Next.
Okay, so what is missing in that? It is
Yeah.
asking.
I think the symbol was missing. One
Okay,
additional symbol. Yeah.
go ahead then. Okay, now next thing, it is asking that some permission options are there, and you can set up certain permissions. Whether you
Hmm.
want to add this user to a group, or if already certain users are there, do you want to copy their permission to this user, or do
Hmm.
you want to attach the policies directly? So you have the option. So since we have not created any user just before, so we need to either we can create the user, okay,
Hmm.
create the group. So
Group.
at the same time, let us go with the group as well. So
Create group, right? Yeah.
yeah, create. Uh, just close this just for a second.
Yeah.
Can you tell me under which availability zone we are doing it?
Not okay. It's showing global.
That means
Not Virginia. No.
no. That means it is not falling under any AZs. This is the central service. There is no availability zone required for this. This is just the user account setting. So you don't need to select any reason. Okay, this is not related to any compute service or not to any server. Okay, this is authentication.
Okay. It's central service.
Yeah, so that is why it is not there. Okay, so just
Oh.
create
Okay.
one user, let's say, sorry, a group.
Yeah.
Let's say one group I'm creating admin. Okay, so then you scroll. And can you read the policies? How many permission policies are there?
There are many, I would 930.
930 policies are there.
Yeah.
And everything is written there, that what description is there, what is there,
Yes.
what can be used. Their very first one is what? Administrative service. If you click on the plus of that,
Plus. Okay,
starting,
this one.
yeah, yeah. So it will show you some like
JSON
JSON.
code.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So in the JSON, it is saying that what are the things available and since when it is allowed, and that version was created. Some people, whoever has created that version, so that version is there also.
Yeah.
2017. Yeah. So this is how it is there. Okay, just click on minus. Now, if you want to attach this policy, you just select that. Checkbox is there in front of it. So you can just select the checkbox. Now that policy will get attached to whom?
The admin.
It will get attached to the user called as admin. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
So just create one policy because we have to go ahead further. No, no, don't create the policy. I think I'm sorry. Just select the user. Close this. Create the user group like that orange one.
Create user.
Last option.
Okay, I
Create
think it. I
user.
think yeah. It's
Out of this box.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I can't see that. One second. I
No,
just shifted.
orange color, the very last option. Out of that.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Uh, One second.
Okay, no problem. After putting enter, you have now it is showing, is it?
Yeah.
Are you able to
Administrative
hear?
access. Yeah.
Is it? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So admin group has been created. See the pop-up has come also in the green color, right? In the top.
Yeah. Right.
And now group name is available. Now you can add that user which you have used, that one user you have created. You can use put that user with this group. So just click on in front of checkbox is there admin. Just click on that and go with the next.
Okay. This the user will have this permission group.
Yeah, right. So
Hmm.
whatever permissions are there, that is available with that user, right? So
Right.
just scroll up a bit.
Yeah.
What is written? Username, Vaibhav. Then there is a console password. It is saying it is custom.
Custom one.
Required passwords, what is said as no. Okay. So all these
Yeah.
things are there. So that we can. And then there is a tag. Just scroll a bit. So why to use this tag? Tag gives us like the idea that how exactly under which, let's say within the admin we want to attach something, that admin new, admin old, admin this.
Yes.
So that is a label that can be done. Okay, just click on tag.
Okay, that is just a label. Hmm.
Yeah, so if you can enter, means it is asking that you can enter something. Let's say if I say um, department wise, that it is for admin of department, right? Say,
Okay. Let's say admin accounts.
yeah, admin accounts. In the value, you can put accounts, so that will like
Oh,
will be
okay.
better. So it is just the label, no issues in that.
Okay.
So you can create, you can remove. Just create the user now. Finally. After
Retrieve
creating
password.
the user, what you are having now, there is option to retrieve password option. Then there is a link is given that you can send to your uh, employee, that you can now start using whenever you employee has joined. Now employee has instructed the team to generate the IAM user, so this account has been created. Now that can be given to the particular person to start using. Username and password, everything is given. Now There is one email option is also available for the
That's also
purpose of sending. Okay, so that is just for the purpose. Okay,
email
there is
signing.
one.
Can I use that? Huh?
Yeah, yeah, you can use that. Okay, so it will
Okay,
ask whichever. Okay, so you can do it. No escape button you can press.
yeah.
Then there is download.csv file. Okay, you just see whether it is available to you. Downside,
Oh,
just
oh yeah, yeah.
download
Download.csv file.
CSV. Just download that. So download CSV because there are plenty of users, plenty of accounts. So one credential is being downloaded now. So yeah, so that is downloaded over here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. So now,
Username. Oh, okay. Password is also there.
yeah, whatever you want, you can like this is see you have root account access, so you can get that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that is there, and then you can return to the user list.
Yeah.
So user has been created now. Pa- See the password age is rolling down somewhere. Okay.
Password age.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolling.
Yeah. So it will just give you that since when password is set. Let's say 2 minute, 3 minute, because we have just set up this password.
Yeah, right.
With the time it will keep on increasing. So it will give us like this understanding like how exactly where when is the time to change the password, or we can just filter that those who are having password more than 1 week, they need to change like that. Okay.
Can we, where do we do that in policies? For the password to, let's say everyone in this groups or in this account should get a notification that your account is let's say 30 days old. You need to change the password within
Yeah,
7 weeks.
that is there here only. Okay.
Okay.
IAM is only giving this option. Okay.
So where can
Account
we change
setting.
settings? Account settings. Okay. Okay. Should I go there right now, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
let's
you can go
yeah.
edit. There is option
Oh,
of
okay.
edit.
Okay. Yeah.
So it will say for IAM default account or any custom account, whatever you want. So it will ask you this is by default what AWS has given you. You can click
Oh,
on custom.
hmm.
Now you
AWS
can
never. Hmm.
now you can set up anything like not 8 character. You say now I want 10 characters. See, can you see 8 character, 10
Yeah.
character?
Yeah. Right.
Can go up to 128 characters. Now you
Oh,
can
okay.
set up. Then there is a password strength. You can click on that. At least one number should be there, whatever you want. Then for
Okay.
other requirement, see, it is saying that expiration is there for after this
Yes.
many days, reset is required, or password expiration requires administrator reset. So now root account user will reset, then only that user can change the password. Otherwise,
Okay.
that will not allow. Then allow users to change their own password. So that is required. That can be done. Right now, we have selected IAM default policy setting. Once
Yeah.
you are using this setting, then that will be applied to other users simultaneously.
Right.
So this is how this
Got it. Thank you.
settings are there. Okay, so these are the security related things. Okay, can you come
Yeah.
back to this user groups now? Because we have the user groups. Users are there. Can you click on user groups?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So now what
Can you
is,
see? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
we can see the screen. So we have the user group now. Okay, now click on add means admin.
Hmm.
Yeah, scroll down. So within the admin, can you see the name of the user which has been connected,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
there is a group, there is last activity, whatever is done, what user has done, that activity, last activity will come. When did you create this user? So creation time is there, right?
Yes.
So that
Yeah.
is, then there is a permission tab. Can you see? users,
Yes.
users का बाजू में
Users, 1 second.
just
Okay,
below
here.
summary.
No, no, no. 1 second.
Uh,
Permissions, right? Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
here. Okay.
Yeah, permissions. Yeah. So can you you check out the permissions now? Okay. So what is our best practice that we should start with the
Least.
limited permission very first
Yeah.
time.
Least
Okay.
limited, yeah.
Yeah, least. Now, if I want to add extra permissions to that, then what is to be done?
Add permissions.
Then we need to add the extra permissions to that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
then we can add permissions to that person, but let's say that permission should not be from admin. Let's say I want to use it for another permissions like that. So how to means there are different ways how can you hop from one permission to another permission. You can attach separate permission. This permission has been acquired through the group, right? Because we have used the group.
Yeah, right.
But if I don't want to use the group, then what? Then we can
If-
attach extra or separate permissions to that user as well.
sep-
Okay.
Oh, okay. Add permissions. Through add permissions.
Yeah. So just click on where is that? Users, user again, not permissions.
Okay.
Click on Webho,
Okay.
username web.
Yeah.
So it will open separate tab then.
Yeah.
There again, see what is written, console access enabled without MFA
MFA.
on the top, on the top.
Why it came a network failure?
Yeah, no problem. It will come.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Then there is access key. So one you can create one access key whenever you have created other things are there. First focus
Yeah.
on the permission. Can you see the permission? Now everything will be coming on how identity based. This is called as identity based. Now Vaibhav is the user and I
Yeah.
can see all the permissions who are attached to the Vaibhav. I
Yeah.
can see the permissions whatever is there.
Hmm?
Can you click there?
Um,
So
can you?
permission is saying administrative access has been given and which
Yeah.
is AWS managed job function. Okay, we have not customized it, we have directly added. Now there is
Yes.
separate option of add permission is coming. Can you see there? Just on the
Add permissions.
small,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Add permissions. Hmm.
So it is saying add permission or create inline policy. Inline
Policy.
policy means within that access, within administrative access, you can use one more. Okay.
Acha. Uh-huh.
And if we are going for other, then it will show that we can add separately. So add permission separately, you can go ahead.
Okay.
When you go again, it will ask whether you want to attach user to any other group, whether you want to copy the permission or attach policy directly. So click on
Yes.
attach policy directly.
Yeah.
So now again, all those, how many policies are there now?
1202.
So that is individual list policies. Okay.
But
So
there were 930 policies, right?
yes, yes.
Previously.
Let's say you try to connect one Alexa for business device. Few or six
Alexa.
rows.
This one, right?
Alexa for business device. Just two above. No, no, two.
This
Yes,
one?
yes, yes. Yeah. So it will give you whether Alexa can announce, can search the device, and you can access that Alexa device if it is integrated to this account, right?
Yes,
Click
yes.
on that.
Yes. Create, add,
Yeah,
add permissions.
yeah, add. So now there is two permission, right? One is
Yeah,
via group, one is via directly.
directly.
So this is the way of assigning the policies and access to different users. Similarly, you can create multiple users.
Yeah.
Okay. And those users, you can give them to your another employee and they can like use it like, okay. Just go to
Okay.
the dashboard.
Dashboard, yeah. 1 second.
Which dashboard did you go? Sorry.
The console.
IAM dashboard I wanted to go.
Okay.
Yeah, by default dashboard will open.
Yeah. Okay.
So just scroll down. So what is written here? That one IAM resource is used one user
Mhm.
has been created, one user
Yeah.
is there, and two different role has been selected.
Yeah.
Right?
The permissions. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one by the permission and one by the group.
Yes. So this is how this is available now. Is it can I want to see that right side. Is it visible to you or not? AWS.
No, actually not. Is it in this section?
No, no, just click below that.
No, I
No,
don't
no,
think
that
so.
is separate thing. Yeah, that is there is like,
1 minute.
is it enlarged? Press control and scroll button of mouse.
Yeah. Um, I can't see the any. I mean, right side there's separate column or.
Yeah, right side there should be one column. We should show your account ID. There, no.
No, I can't see that. I mean, I don't know, but
Okay, no problem, no problem. There is like account ID because this user is there, no, so we can get the account ID of okay, so no problem. Because that is our root account, so there is no problem. We will get all the access. There is one AWS account ID that should be visible on just right side of this IAM dashboard, or
okay.
there is a link, single sign-on link. So which you have
Okay.
downloaded also, that is there, no problem.
Okay.
So even using that link, one can get to this IAM user, and if you putting the same password, then can get this. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So that is the task that we have completed now. We have attached the role, we have attached it to the group. Okay. Then
Yeah.
click on policy on the right left hand side. So there are like 1200 policies are there, right?
Yes.
And some policies are already attached if it is there. Just scroll right. Only description is there. Okay. View is somehow okay, no problem. Yeah. So some policies are there. Can you just click on filter by type?
Yes.
So it is saying AWS manage job function or managed only. So job
Hmm.
function means what? Where whenever you have used any role, so as per that role, how many policies are applicable, that will be shown over here. Just click on that.
Oh, okay.
So it will show you that from the job means whatever you have selected, let's say billing, then there is
Hmm.
the database administrative data scientist on this. So that is job perspection. Okay. So let's say security audit, there is one role is one policy.
Yeah.
Click on that.
This one?
Now, before that, I mean that radio button is there, selection button.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So just go scroll down and you can add that code.
Create policy. I think we have to create one first.
Yes. Visual. Yeah. Select any service. So let's say you want to have IAM. Yeah. So then there is effect, allow, then there is list, that whether read, write, permissions or all these. Okay. So list will have different things like list the access key, not list, do not go to access level only. Just collapse this. Read, write permission, read and write permissions. This is the policy which we are creating by our own. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If there is already is it is there, then we can just attach that policy.
Okay.
Okay, you can cancel it. Okay, don't use this. Okay, now yeah. Okay, is there attach option coming under down just outside
No.
scroll button? You just use that.
Attach.
Scroll button is there in the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Attach I cannot see.
Yeah. I cannot see as well.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, so so this is all these are happening through whom? Through your root account. Okay. Now
Yes.
you need to log in with this account. The final thing you have to log in with this account, that
Okay.
IAM account. Okay. Do not use this root account. So you
Oh, okay.
need to open one incognito tab.
Okay. I'm already in incognito. Okay.
Any other browser is there. You can use any other browser. No problem. Yeah. Now it is asking whether you want to use IAM user or your 12-digit account or alias account. Alias. Okay, so you should have these two if you want to use the console. So that is what I was asking, that on the right side you might be getting some account ID if it is there.
I can. I mean, I cannot see that. Um.
That is
Can
there.
you?
Yeah, yeah. I am in uh, in my presentation it is there on the right side. Maybe some in some is your browser on only 100%, not expanded 125%?
No. 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 It's on. It's on exact screen size.
Uh-huh. No problem. Click on user again. Click on Webhub. Scroll up. Security credentials. So you are having the different ways of login. You are having one link here. Okay.
This one.
Yeah. Yes. That number you can see double
Mm-hmm.
51834 like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That is actually your this um, account ID. But we can manage that account ID also. We can give them some simple name. Okay. Instead of using this. Okay. Yeah, on the go to the next new browser and just copy paste that. Paste and go. See, it will directly reach to your service. Now you can see your IAM user. You need to put this username, IAM user, Vaibhav only. Then you can put up your password. Now this is another dashboard for whom? For for
User.
Vaibhav. Can you
Yeah,
see
for user.
Vaibhav at the rate some on the right side top? There is
Yes.
your account ID. Click on that. Even we can create the alias for that. I don't know. I can't see that option, but yeah, we can create the alias also. Means we can, instead of that number, we can create a AWS IAM new one like that. Anything. Okay. So it will give you some guidance through. You can do the same thing. What, how exactly you have launched your EC2 engine and other things. Everything
Okay.
can be done from here. Okay,
Okay.
that is possible, but there are certain limitations here. If you have assigned it, assigned to it, if you have assigned, then there will be limitations, different limitations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can create EC2, but try to create one more user here. Is it possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it decides which policy is there for you, and do you have any, like, you can add a MFA to yourself as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are users. Click on users. Try to add one more user. Create user option is coming. Webho 2.
Can I give this?
Yeah, if you provide this, you can similarly go to any browser and you can use this.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can use auto-generated password, no problem. It will give you the auto-generated password and uncheck that. Yes. Now you can attach the policy from the group, from the directly from, or copy permission from whatever is already
Oh, okay.
existing. All these things. So there is one group person who is admin. Okay. Can you see the policy which is available to attach from the web
Uh,
that you read your,
Alexa. Alexa for
only
business
Alexa
device.
is there, but other administrative is not there because
Yeah.
that was that Vaibhav one has got that permission through groups,
Root user. Root
group.
group. Yeah.
User has given, that is
Admin.
okay. But Vaibhav one has got that permission from the group. Since
Yeah.
you are not placing this user Vaibhav 2 in the admin group, that is why those policies are not being shown over here. You can attach
Yeah.
it separately. That can be done. Whatever policy is there with the group, that you can attach it separately if you want to.
Yeah.
But whatever is there with the group, that will not be seen here. But this Vaibhav
Okay.
is having, is also part of one admin group. No?
Mm-hmm.
Vaibhav
Yep.
is having both policies, but for now it is showing only one policy which you want to copy permission from any other user. You can go with the next and you can just go ahead.
But this policy was also added as an admin, right?
Yeah.
The, this was added separately as a permission, I guess.
No, no.
The Alex.
This was added directly to the Vaibhav, directly Vaibhav.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Right now it is showing that Vaibhav is part of one admin group as well, and he has one directly attached policy which is Alexa business for device setup. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So under that group, that another policy is there, but here outside you cannot see that policy, that extra
Right.
policy. Now you can go next. Okay, just create this. So this is the third option we have used here. Okay, so managed group. Okay, now create this.
Admin group, permission policy.
Yes,
Are we also giving web of two admin?
Vaibhav 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the permissions are,
if you're copying from same,
yeah,
you're copying the permission from
from
Vaibhav.
admin. Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
Vaibhav, whatever permission is with the Vaibhav one, same will be available to Vaibhav 2. But if Vaibhav is a part of group, that group will be assigned here, but that policy is separately not shown. It was
Yeah.
shown which was directly assigned. Create
Okay.
means both will have now same policies. I mean to say.
Yeah, got it.
There is console password, which is a download CSV file is there. You can just show.
Hmm.
You can download that CSV file. Okay, so keep it
This is an auto-generated password.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
some
there is,
random password.
yeah, random password there, and there is one account ID is there. See, 5518137743 like that.
Yeah,
HTTPS, that is actually account ID, and then dot sign in dot AWS dot Amazon dot in slash
yeah,
console. That is
right,
the landing page where.
right.
Okay. So this is how we have created the users. Now again go to the dashboard, return to user list. Now it will show you that go to the IAM only, select IAM only, use. Yeah. Now scroll a bit. So now you have one user group, but now two users are there and two roles are being used, right?
Yeah.
Within
Hmm.
those roles, there is policy, separate policy is not given. This is the first part of thing, that how users are getting access and how they can uh, because if you do not have access, you cannot use the resources of AWS. Since
Yeah,
you
right.
were earlier, you were into the root account, so you were using any services as and when you can use, but now
Yeah.
it is not possible, and you can check the billing information for individual users separately from the root account, even from your account. Just click on that name, go to the billing and cost management. So we have not activated any EC2 engine,
Yeah.
so there is no cost to that. Creating this, there is no cost, nothing will be there. Okay, so
Yeah.
we
For
cannot.
IAM and they didn't charge.
Yeah, IAM is just the like a variety of user accounts and all this.
Okay.
Okay. So this is like today's task of IAM. So we have completed the IAM thing. There is
Hmm.
advanced part of this IAM as well. If you are going through cloud architect, then there are some more advanced part is there. How deep, how one is connected to another, how one user can be part of multiple group. So all these are
Yeah.
just you need to check. Okay, just click and check. Everything will be
Okay.
done in the backend. So no problem
Okay.
here. Okay. But later on, when we it gets more complex, like I have told you, we can use AWS SSO, that is was single
Yeah.
sign.
Single sign-on. Yeah.
And then there was AD, Active Directory.
Activated. Yes.
So many places we need to utilize that also. So that time you have, if you are opting those services and you are not able to manage by yourself, like clicking everywhere, creating policy for, let's say 50 users are there, managing is not easy task for you, then you are using those services. So
Okay. Yeah.
then those are chargeable.
Oh, okay. I see.
SSO and Active Directory, all these are chargeable. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you can stop sharing now and you can make me the host back.
Yeah, sure. How to make you the host back?
Just click on participants and Indresh,
Participant.
yes, menu is there, just three dot is there, right side of the Indresh, and make host.
Yep. You're the host now.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I think today we are done with this much.